So in the previous couple of videos, we tried to create the connection between the Zerodha's API, and then we fetched the data into the Google spreadsheet, right? And then we also fetched data or holdings data or row holdings data into one of the sheets, and then we created the KPI dashboard of the holdings. And then in this video, we will be doing something similar, but instead of holdings, we will pull the positions data. Now, this is especially useful for the active traders because the positions gives you, the current exposure, the intraday activity, profit and loss, and market to market movement. So let's go back to the spreadsheet or Google spreadsheet that we were, working on. So okay, so this is a sheet. I was just trying to check whether it's working or not. It is working, but don't worry, we will go back to what we did till now. We created the config. I mean, these are the two things: config and the logs. So the logs will help you to know what is the status, or what we have been doing. So I just tried to refresh the positions data, and it was successful. So, but don't worry, we will go back to go through this again, right? Okay, let me just open the code and will show you what I did. We added two more items in the menu, so we are refreshing the positions, and then we are building the positions dashboard, right? So similarly, what we added this in the add item, right? And then initializing the trading sheets, we added positions row and positions dashboard, right? And now coming back, we already had refresh holdings from the previous video number 4, if I'm not wrong. I'll just go down again the writing part, and now this we don't need it. Okay, so we have refresh positions function, right? So we basically are authorizing it with the API key and the access token, which are mentioned in the config sheet, not file, right? So if there is any problem with the connectivity or anything, we'll get unexpected API response or something like that. If we get the data, we'll get the positions refreshed successfully. Then we are writing the data into the sheet, right? So yeah, so let's go back. You have to add the positions row data sheet and then positions dashboard, right? If we go back, I'll just show you which columns we have added. So the positions dashboard, I have added the open positions, gross exposure, total profit and loss, and market to market, right? And then in the raw data, we have added positions, trading symbol, exchange, product quantity, overnight quantity, whether multiplier. So these are the columns that you will see. Okay, so for the positions, so since positions were after holdings, I'll just add a separator, one more separator over here. We already have a separator over here, and then just add one more here, and then let me add it over here. So what we are doing over here is basically we are adding the items under this menu, right? So I'll just show you what we are doing. So right now, if you see, we do not have the positions, which I basically removed it, but then when I refresh it, now you will see refresh positions. So what this separator does is basically separates, just to have a better view. Okay, let's go back to the app script, right? And then let me see, the good coder is someone who does things in a sequential way. So since we had holdings first and then positions and then rows, so that's why I added it, right? Let me now add the refresh positions, right positions. So initialize, then we have refresh holdings, then we have build holdings, right holdings. So this is the kind of the pattern that we are following, right? Build holdings or orders, right? So what we need to add the positions before the orders, so that we are following the format that we are doing, right? Right positions and then right positions. So now it's good. Let's save it and check whether it's running or not. Okay, so refresh positions. Great. So now if you see, we have the positions as well in our sheet. So what we did over here, do we have multiple data? Do we have duplicate data? Okay, so we have net and then the day, right? This will change. So that's fine, right? So we have positions and the summary sheet of positions, or let's say the KPI dashboard of the positions. So why we have, okay, let me just go back and see. So if you see over here, we have net position set and then we have the day, right? So the net positions represent the current open position view, right? So this data, and then the day will have the positions represent the today's buy and sell activity, So this will be like today, and then this is like a more of a current. The this I would say this distinction is useful for intraday traders who and anyone who wants to understand what is happening during the current session versus what is still open in the account, right? If you really like this video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It's not about followers, but it's more about it gives you a kind of a positive vibe. I would say that someone is watching and I am able to contribute something as a part of learning, right? So yeah, thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.